You remember that cancelled Rayman game that was recently uncovered? Yeah, well, I've got the exclusive on the truth about what it was, so strap in because this will not take long. This is more or less an update / follow-on video to the previous one talking about this topic, so if you are not in the know or you've not seen the video, please do go check it out in the channel to go over it in depth, but basically, I'll catch you up here. Some logos for a new Rayman game titled The Story of Rayman were discovered on a Vietnamese design company's website. These dated back as far as 2020. Alongside this was a LinkedIn post from another Vietnamese developer who mentions having participated in a trial for Ubisoft to work on a Rayman project that never got full commission or left the trial phase. This was in September or October 2021. My video tries to deduce whether these two games are the same, as the current general consensus is that they are, and I try and work out exactly what the game was or what the two games were. My personal thinking is that because the timelines don't add up, these are two different games, or at least the 2021 game was an attempt at restarting development on the 2020 game that was cancelled. Some WhatsApp messages between a friend of the channel, KC, tell us that the logos were made in 2020 and the game was cancelled the same year by Ubisoft, so as far as I'm concerned, this is not the same game mentioned in the LinkedIn post. Further to this, everybody has been making some fairly valid assumptions that the game in question from the logo was to be a remake of Rayman 1. Now, not to be all contrarian, but I simply could not get on board with this. A few things stood out to me that made me think it wasn't a remake, the title being the main thing. The Story of Rayman is what you call a reboot, not a remake. A remake gets called something that suggests it's a remake, either simply using the word remake, or a play on words like reignited or rehydrated. So I did a little more digging. I messaged the company WhatsApp myself, who made the logos. While we already have messages from the company regarding this, I just wasn't satisfied. So I went and asked exactly what I needed to know. When was this, and what was this? I asked when the project was stopped, specifying I wanted to know a specific month, and I asked if they knew what the project was. Was it a reboot or a remake or something? The response I got back? It was back in 2020, which we knew. I was hoping to narrow it down a bit, but whatever. And it was a revamp. So there we have it, folks. It was a revamp. A revamp. I was right. Now you could be thinking a revamp could refer to the original game having a touch-up, like you revamp your office. And as of right now, I'm in the process of getting more information and more artwork from the company regarding this revamp, but let's look logically. Rayman 1, the game, cannot be changed. It will not be changed. The art style is not changeable, the graphics are not changeable. You can't remaster a game like that. The only amount of revamping you can do to Rayman 1 is changing the levels, and at that point the game is no longer Rayman. It's Rayman Redemption, which already exists. So you might be thinking that instead of changing and revamping the game, since it's not possible, maybe they revamp the logo and the name and the branding and just re-release it. There's not a chance in hell. Rayman 1 is not in a suitable state to be re-released to modern audiences, and if you do that, you sure as hell don't change the branding and the name. That's not how re-releases work. And we've already established that a revamp and a remake are very different things. Quite simply, they were referring to a revamp of the franchise. Like Activision would say Call of Duty is getting a revamp. They don't mean they're going to re-release the game called Call of Duty, the original. It means the franchise is getting a little overhaul and being brought kicking and screaming into the modern era. A franchise like COD would never need that on account of the yearly releases, but something like Rayman, a franchise that was more or less dormant in 2020, to me it makes sense. So I was right. At least as far as I can tell from the information we've received directly from the company who worked on the logos. Rest assured I am looking into this further and will try to get answers on the 2021 Rayman project that never got past the trial stage, because I'm so sure it is a different project. If I find anything, you will be updated. Anyway, that's all I got today. Gamescom is later, don't go expecting anything Rayman related, but if there is anything particularly cool that happens, I might cover it. Bye.